The Kia Soul EV is the 2020 World Urban Car of the Year. A deserving winner and a unanimous one. Well, almost. But the point is that this is a very capable car that is modern, fun to drive, packed with tech, and, oh yeah, also electric. Well, the third generation of the Kia Soul debuted at the end of 2018, and unlike the previous generation that added an EV version later in life, this one had it almost from the start. But that said, even the petrol version got a lot of praise for bettering what was already a great city car. Based on the same platform as the Hyundai Kona, the Soul is not a small car. Yep, this one is not sub 4 meter, 4195 mm long with a 2600mm wheelbase and 1605 mm height. This is a generously proportioned MPV. The petrol engine options are the 1.6 or 2 litre with the optional 7-speed DCT transmission. This car went on to become the first runner-up to the Suzuki Jimny for the 2019 World Urban Car Award, losing by just 2 points. But our hero today is this, the all-electric Soul EV, which did win that award. In Europe, this is the only version you can get, the electric that is, and that is because in 2018, the EV variant of the previous generation sold more than the 2 petrol and 1 diesel variant combined. And so, with the new third generation, Kia decided to give Europe just the EV. And the same might happen in America later this year too. So the car is available in 2 specs, the standard range 39.2 kWh, 134 bhp, and the long range 64 kWh, 201 bhp powertrain. The new generation uses not just bigger batteries but also offers more powerful permanent magnet synchronous electric motors, and so the car is quicker too. The lithium-ion battery packs can be recharged using a DC fast charger. Both can be recharged from 20 to 80% capacity in just 42 minutes using a 100 kilowatt DC fast charger. I am testing the more powerful Soul EV today. At 201 bhp, you get 84% more power than its predecessor and a generous 395 Nm of torque available all the time. This car does 0 to 100 in just 7.6 seconds. A full charge will give you about a 402 km range. The Soul EV also gets 3 different grades of regeneration. One's really aggressive, then you've got, of course, the other 2 which are milder, and then you can turn it off completely. But a little bit of regeneration will always happen. Of course, the more aggressive, the better for your battery. And of course, you set all of that using the paddles, which have no other purpose. The regenerative braking system can also automatically adjust the braking level if it detects the car ahead of you slowing down, and it gives you smoother driving, especially if you are going downhill. A smart eco pedal guide display on the driver's instrument cluster also keeps the driver aware of real-time battery usage based on accelerator pedal input. You can also keep track of your driving range. The car is quick, feels sporty, and while the steering isn't as responsive as I would have liked, overall the Soul EV is downright fun. It also feels crossover-like in its drive and handling. It is, after all, like a mini SUV in many ways, and yet it sits lower, and so despite its upright stance, gives you more confidence around corners. The ride quality is also improved. The car feels quite plush now, though some tire and wind noise creep into the cabin at higher speeds. The Soul EV gets normal, Eco, Eco Plus and Sport drive modes. The Eco modes will aim for maximum vehicle range by activating power-saving measures, while Sport mode gives you quicker response from the steering and the electric motor to maximize dynamic driving. The normal mode attempts to balance the two. The Soul now gets a fully independent multi-link rear suspension, replacing the torsion beam rear axle on previous models. That definitely makes it more engaging and fun. Let's just forget about charging infrastructure for 1 second and also talk about the fact that many brands are now looking to introduce EVs into the Indian market more as a flagship, more as a brand shaper. The Soul EV is that car for Kia. Now, you might argue it should be an SUV, a mini SUV, like Hyundai has done with the Kona. And I get it, that's a strong argument. But look at the way this car is styled. It's like nothing else on our roads. It's also really roomy and spacious. It's very practical. It is the ideal urban car in many ways. And the fact that it's electric now, it's also quick. It also handles quite nicely. It's also really well loaded on the inside as far as all the equipment is concerned. Yes, Kia, if you're listening, this is the EV flagship you should bring to us. While my primary reason for saying that goes back to how much fun it is to drive, I have other reasons too. First, the acceptance and relative success of the Hyundai Kona Electric, and the fact that the group has already invested in an electric car assembling operation in Chennai. But the second, more important reason is the car itself. It is a good-looking, futuristic-looking car that is very well finished. It will stand out for its unrivaled looks, which have a distinct personality. Add to that a roomy cabin that has a cool virtual instrument cluster, UVO Connect internet capability, phone connectivity, comfort, and a great sound system, and you have yourself a winner. If it did come, then it cannot be priced very differently from the Kona Electric anyway. But honestly, given the size, attributes, capability and uniqueness of the car, I believe it will still get enough and more takers to satisfy a small volume quota. And for Kia India, it would be a brand-shaping flagship like no other. After all, it is a World Car Award winner to boot.